So what we have done so far is we have learned the laws of reflection and refraction, or try to prove the laws of reflection and refraction using Huygens principles. That is mostly important from the CBSE exam point of view. Long questions, 2 marks, sometimes 3 marks. Now let's move on to the next concept that we need to understand. We need to understand is interference. Okay. Now as we move on to interference, before we even get into the physics of interference, let's understand what is interference. Interference refers to the superposition of two waves. Superposition of two waves. Simply speaking, it just means, suppose there is a wave y1, there is a wave y2, and both of these are traveling through the same point. Then the resultant displacement at this point y will be the vector sum of these two. This is the simple theoretical concept behind superposition. Superposition means simply adding up of waves. It may be 2 waves, 3 waves, 10 waves, 20 waves, and so on. So interference is nothing but adding up of waves, so that the net displacement will be equal to the sum of displacements due to the individual waves. So that is what it is. Now this gives rise to many interesting phenomena when certain conditions are being met. That conditions are namely when the waves are coherent. Okay, when the waves are coherent, especially in the case of light. It also takes place in the case of sound, but there it's more like a small difference in frequency. We have a phenomenon called beats. Beats is also because of interference, but in our case the way we will understand interference as is just the superposition of two light waves which are coherent. This is purely done for the sake of convenience. You may want to ask a question, is it that only light waves interfere? No, all kinds of waves can interfere. Is it that only coherent waves interfere? No, all kinds of waves can interfere. Just that if they are coherent, there is some interesting phenomenon which is observed. Now, the question I'll answer simply, what do you mean by coherence? Two waves are said to be coherent if they have the same frequency, wavelength, and they originate at the same time. And the only reason why there is a phase difference is that the path difference. That the path difference alone contributes to a phase difference and not time. Okay, so this is what we need to understand. Now if you understand this, then I'll just first show the maths, and then again we will discuss these issues and take it ahead. Suppose y1 is equal to a1 sine omega t minus kx. This is an equation of a wave, and y2 is equal to a2 sine omega t minus kx plus phi. So this is one wave, this is another wave, and these two waves meet at a point. So I can say y is equal to y1 plus y2. So at a point wherever they meet, y is equal to y1 plus y2. Now I would try to add these two waves. So I have y1 is equal to a1 sine omega t minus kx. I have y2 is equal to a2 sine omega t minus kx plus phi. Now this omega t minus kx plus phi, I am now expanding this. So when I expand this, I will get a2 sine omega t minus kx into cos phi plus a2 cos omega t minus kx into sin phi. Okay, now I have this here, a1 sine omega t minus kx. So I'll just take the sine omega t common here, sine omega t minus kx common here. I'll get a1 plus a2 cos phi. I'll get here plus a2 sin phi into cos of omega t minus kx. Now what I am seeing is this is in the form of sin A, provided I convert this into the form of some cos B. So I'll say that this is A cos theta. Now I'll write this as the same A sin theta. So I have sin A cos B, cos A sin B. So I can now add them as sin A plus B. So I can say that this is equal to A sin omega t minus kx plus theta, where A cos theta is equal to a1 plus a2 cos phi, and a sin theta is equal to a2 sin phi. Okay, so from here I can say that tan theta, I can define theta, tan theta is equal to a2 sine phi divided by a1 plus a2 cos phi. And now I want to know the value for a will become equal to, I am going to square them both and add them. So when I square them both and add them, I'll get a1 plus a2 cos phi the whole square plus a2 sine phi the whole square. Okay, so now I'll start working from here on the next page. So I have a is equal to root over of a1 plus a2 cos phi the whole square plus a2 sine phi the whole square. So that will become, a will become equal to root over of a1 square plus a2 square cos square phi plus 2a1 a2 cos phi plus a2 square sine square phi. So now here I have a squared cos squared, I have a squared sine squared, they'll add up to give you a squared. So I'll get a is equal to root over of a1 squared plus a2 squared plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. So this is how I can find out the amplitude of the resultant wave. The amplitude of the resultant wave is root over of a1 squared plus a2 squared plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Okay, so this is what is the maths behind it. What is the implications of this? We will see it in the second part of this video. First, you spend time, try to understand what we have done so far.